Fromage frais, it's me again, and in this one I'm going to be having a go on these and taking a look at exactly what the difference between them is. Right, okay guys, so not long ago I reviewed this new product, Dairy Milk Salted Caramel. Now this is like that bar with a little bit of salt added in. Now the question is, how much salt? So I still haven't. I haven't had one of these for years. I mean, obviously I can remember what they taste like, but I haven't had one for years really. I don't think I have. Definitely not a big bar. I might have had a little tiny bar, but not a big one. Not that it matter anyway, but so anyway, I reviewed these and I thought, what's the difference? I can't really taste. What is the difference? So I sort of said that in my review. I've had a couple of comments from Veggie Matt. He sort of said the same thing. I can't taste the salt in this salted caramel stuff. Is it a bit gimmicky? You know, is this just another way of, oh, new flavour? Look, this is a new flavour, salted caramel. Everyone jump on the bandwagon. Everyone wants salted caramel. But is it really that much of a different flavour to that? So let's have a look. I thought I'm going to have a look at this. So I'm going to do a taste test. But before the taste test come along, we're going to actually have a look at the nutritional values. Are they exactly the same apart from this one has got a little bit more salt in? Okay, so what I'll do first, I'll put up the standard one just for people to have a look at if they will have a look back at this video later in detail. So there's your salted caramel one. Now, I have got that information on this sheet. Now, I haven't checked to see if it's exactly the same, but I think the main part is the salt content. So let's go through this. So the caramel bar, this is per 100 grams, has got 24 grams of fat. The salted caramel bar has got 24 grams of fat, of which saturates 13 on the salted and 14 on the standard one. So whether that's the salt got something to do with that, I don't know. Carbohydrates, 62 grams, 62 grams. Yeah, of which sugars 48, same. Fibre 1.3, fibre 1.3. Protein 4.9 on the salted and 4.8 on the caramel. Is that the same on there? Yeah. Right, now here we go. Salt. How much salt is in these bars? What do you think? Do you think this one has got 3 times as much salt as this one? 10 times as much salt as this one? What do you think is in here? Do you think there's any salt in here? I mean, it's caramel. Do you ever taste salt in caramel? I can't say I ever do. So do they even put salt in caramel? And if they do, how many times more do you think is in this one, which is actually salted caramel? Right, there are 0.4 of 1 gram. 0.4 of 1 gram is the salt in that bar. Right? In this one, well, before we go any further than that, the salt in that glass, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me get it on the bottom. The salt in that glass there is 1 gram of salt. Okay, that's 1 gram. So if you was to divide that by 10 parts, you would put 4 parts of that in this bar. That's how much salt is in there. Now, what do you think is in this bar to make this salted caramel, to give this a salty taste? Are they putting 3 times as much, 4 times, 5 times? What do you think's going in extra? So you got 4 parts of that glass. If you divide it in 10, 4 parts would go into this bar. 6 parts would go into this bar. There's only 0.61 of 1 gram's worth of salt in this bar. So for me, that is really not very much. I think Shelley also commented on the review saying that they just put a trace amount of extra salt in. And you're right, that is just a trace. But I said it in the review, unless you're deficient in salt, I don't think you taste it. I don't think I'll taste the difference between these 2 bars. I'll be surprised if I do, because I'm not deficient in salt. I put loads. I understand that salt, we need salt. Go and have a look at the trace minerals in Himalayan salt and sea salt. I think in Himalayan salt there's 82 minerals in it, and the body needs them minerals. So I make sure I get enough salt. So I'm not deficient in salt. But I think if somebody was deficient in salt, they would taste it in this bar. And they'd probably taste it in this bar as well. Because, like I say, there's only a little bit more from, you know, they've put 4 parts of that in this bar and 6 parts of that in this bar. Not much difference. Right, okay, let's get on with it then. Let's open them up and let's taste them. So we'll go with the standard one first. If I can open it. Oh, I am absolutely hopeless at opening packaging. Anything more fiddly. That could be a... No, I was nearly was got to get angry with it then and rip it open. But I persevered. Right, let's open this one up so I ain't got a big time gap between tasting them. Right, here we go. It's done it again. Right, here we go. Is it going to taste any different? Oh, it's a bit soft. Right, there we are. Let's just get on with it. So I'm getting all that caramel all round my tongue. I can't taste any salt in that. And this is a problem. Because there's only a little tiny bit more from what's already in it, you've got to be seriously super sensitive to salt to pick it up, I think. You've got to have a really, really good refined palate to pick that up, I think. Right, here we go. Now that's a bit weird. This one's really soft. This one isn't. And they've been in the same cupboard sitting on top of one another. So what's that all about? I think that has got a very slight different taste. I think Andy said in his comment he's tried the Galaxy ones, and I think you said you couldn't necessarily taste the difference, like it was salty, but the salted caramel one tasted like burnt caramel. I'm not getting that with this one, but let's just try this again. Yeah, it has got a little bit of a different taste, which you blooming expect. It's so minimal though. It's absolutely so minimal. If you was to put that product in that packaging, put it on the shelves in Tesco's or somewhere, I bet nobody would pick it up. Nobody would say, hang on a minute, this is salted caramel bar. They put it in the wrong packaging. No one would pick that up. You'd, like I say, you'd have to be having a really refined palate to notice that. But there is a slight difference. There is. Let's have another go. Then we'll wrap the video up. Yeah, it is so small. It is so small. Again, I quite often use this example for like alternative meat products, like a burger or something, and you hand it to someone and say, yeah, eat that burger. And if it's got so much else going on with it, the texture's there in the burger, but not necessarily the flavour as such. Would they notice unless you actually told them what it was? And I can absolutely guarantee you, if you were sitting on the sofa with your partner, watching a movie on a Saturday night, and you were the one in control of the bag of crisps or the chocolate, whatever, so you're handing them one after the other, and they're just watching the movie going, yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Doing that, and you like kept feeding them. One bit was a salted caramel, another bit was a normal one bit was a salted, one bit was a normal. They would never notice that they're different. They wouldn't. It is so minimal. So what the point is, what is the point? If you're going to make it a different product, if you're going to market it as a different flavour to that, make it a different flavour. You know, put a little bit more salt in there, double it at least. Make it a different flavour. Because at the moment, you could almost put it down to, you know, like with paint. You can buy exactly the same tin of paint from the same shop, the same colour obviously, and you can get them and they'll be different. There'll be a slightly different shade, and that's because they come out of different batches. And I wouldn't mind betting you can get exactly the same thing with food. You know, if they're coming out of a different batch or definitely out of a different factory, they probably have a slightly different, just minimal. They're talking like a 0.5% difference in taste or whatever. And that's all it is. And you would never notice it. So the point is, if you're going to do that, salted caramel, put more salt in it. Simple as that. Put more salt in it. Make it taste salty. Because for me, it doesn't. I think you've got to be deficient in salt to be able to say, oh yeah, that's nice. That's salted caramel, isn't it? Right, there we are, guys. That's a bit of a fun video. Comparison video. I'm going to start doing more comparison videos. This is I have done 1 or 2 in the past. But I think I'm going to start doing like comparing supermarket own brand products against what they're trying to mimic, really. Start doing things like that. So we'll put this under the comparison. I'll create a playlist. This will be comparison reviews. Just a bit of fun, really. So, guys, what do you think of this? Have you had these products? Do you have a refined palate and you would be able to tell these apart blindfolded every single time? Is it night and day for you, or is it like me and probably a lot of other people, just can't tell the difference? Just cannot tell the difference. Right, there we are, guys. So we've got a question coming, haven't we, Boo-Boo? That is a comparison video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy me. And I'll Boo-Boo, the Custard Kid here, again soon on another video. Take care, guys. Right, come on then, Boo-Boo. Let's get you a little treat. Hey up, we've got DJ Bob down here. There you are, DJ. And he's never far away when the treats are about, is he, Boo-Boo? He's like you. There you are. Right, look out, Boo-Boo. That's it, get that good boy. Oh, blimey, there it go. Right, so that's now heading off around the world. When it comes back, it's landing on the answer to this question, which is, oh yeah, in which country was salted caramel first created? Was it A, USA, B, Japan, or C, France? In which country was salted caramel first created? A, USA, B, Japan, C, France. Didn't know it, didn't know that, wouldn't know. And I probably would have guessed this one wrong, I think. Yeah, I think I would have done. So yeah, anyway, if you knew the answer to that question, get in the comments, let me know, and let me know your thoughts about the difference between these two bars. Catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.